Okay, ready, roll.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon. This is Trey, owner, winemaker of Sleight of Hand. Wait, retake that. Cellars, right? Sleight of Hand Cellars. Okay.
Over the retake the.
Yeah, we can retake.
Well,
Take
they
two.
can cut that
Take
off.
two.
That's
Ready?
okay. Just go.
Okay. Good afternoon. We're here with Trey, owner, winemaker of Sleight of Hand Cellars. Today is February 10th. And Trey, can you tell us a little bit about the winery, about your winemaking process, and also about the spellbinder?
You bet, you bet. The winery is a partnership between Jerry and Sandy Solomon and myself. We started the winery a few years back. We're currently on our second vintage. I've been in Walla Walla for 8 years, making wines for other wineries. I was a assistant winemaker for Eric Dunham of Dunham Cellars, and I was the head winemaker for Basil Cellars for 5 years before I left to start this project. And the goal with the Sleight of Hand project, and specifically the spellbinder, was to make a wine from Washington State that was more than anything food friendly, a little lower in alcohol, a wine that wasn't over oaked, and something that would complement a lot of different types of food rather than overpower the food with alcohol and oak. And that's sort of the process behind the spellbinder. I work with vineyards, and specifically the Wahluke Slope, which is an area here in Washington on the east side of the Columbia River. Very sandy soils, it's a very warm area. It's easy to get the fruit ripe. So we're picking on flavors. I'm looking for ripe fruit, but not overripe fruit. And we're very gentle in the winery. When we bring the fruit into the winery, we crush it, destem it. Everything's done by hand. We hand punch in small 1.5 ton fermenters, and we'll drain the free run juice off, and we'll separate the free run and the pressed juice. And the pressed juice tends to be a little lighter bodied, a little softer tannin, and a little more fruit forward. And that juice is the bulk of my spellbinder. And the free run juice is destined to go to some of the more expensive wines. And if I deem some of those lots don't have enough weight or character enough to go into the expensive bottle of wine, we will see how it blends up with the spellbinder program. And some of that may make it back into the program. So
Now, in terms of, for the viewers, where would you say the value add, or like, based on the competition, where can you best position your wine?
sure. Coming from Washington State, and specifically Walla Walla, you'll find we have 120 wineries or so. I don't think anybody has a clear idea of the final number. Just to give you some perspective, when I moved here 8 years ago, there were 16 wineries.
Well,
So the growth has been phenomenal. And the one thing the majority of these wineries have in common is, along with making great wine, is they make expensive wine. So when people come into my tasting room and they've been touring around Walla Walla, the one comment they have is, how value priced our wines are, what we offer in the bottle compared to other wineries and the price that we're charging for the bottle. We're trying to make wines that are significantly less expensive, but give you that much more for what you're paying for.
okay.
We want people to feel like they're getting more for their money.
Great, and you've received a lot of great reviews and accolades, right? Can
We
you
have,
talk about
yeah. When I opened the winery, 2 months after we opened the winery, we were named by Seattle Magazine as sort of the next generation of winemakers being under 40 years old in a new winery. They spotlighted some of the old guard, the people who sort of were responsible for the Washington wine industry, and they also spotlighted some of the young up-and-coming winemakers, and we were focused in there. And just recently in the Wine Press not Wine Press Northwest, but Northwest Palate magazine, we were named one of the top 5 new wineries in Washington State.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, thanks, appreciate it. We've got some nice write-ups from Wine Enthusiast, and Robert Parker's Wine Advocate gave us some nice reviews as well. So I think we're going to continue that with the future wines. So.
Great, great. In summation, did you have a closing message you would like to say to the viewers?
Well, I can tell you, certainly to the folks in Taiwan, I would love it if you wanted to try these wines, and I think, like I said, I think it provide a great value and really give you a sense of what Washington State wines taste like. We have wonderful fruit, we have wonderful weather over here, we certainly have wonderful people, and I invite you to come and visit me in my tasting room as well. Thanks.
Thank you, Trey.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
buy his wines, sleight of hand. Thank you.